Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to express my appreciation to you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to hear me talk today on the subject of leadership. I'd like to use this opportunity to raise the leadership consciousness of potential INTJ HPC candidates. I've spent some time recently seriously studying the subject of leadership, and during this time I've read numerous books on the subject. One of the best books in my opinion was by John C Maxwell. The name of the book is The 21 Indispensable Qualities of a Leader. In today's speech, I'll be summarising the leadership qualities from this book. I believe that by raising the level of leadership awareness of high-performance computing candidates like yourselves, that I will be able to identify future leaders amongst you who are living embodiments of the leadership laws and who would have no problems fulfilling HPC team leadership and managerial roles in large Australian corporations, academic institutions, and government departments. Leadership is a collective activity that requires mutual inquiry, learning, and a capacity to work with complex challenges. Everything rises and falls based on leadership. This speech is my personal contribution to you, future HPC candidates, in the hope that I can recruit effective leaders for future HPC management roles who are able to catalyse commitment to a vision and stimulate HPC system administrators to a high performance standard. Unfortunately, in this day and age, competent managers are not going to cut it. The world needs more effective leaders. So, let me begin by discussing the 21 indispensable qualities of a leader. What does it take to become a great leader? The kind of person who attracts people and makes things happen. What are we really looking for when we recruit a new person to an organisation at the management and leadership levels? Character. How a leader deals with the circumstances of life tells you many things about his or her character. Crisis doesn't necessarily make character, but it certainly does reveal it. Adversity is a crossroads that makes a person choose one of two paths: character or compromise. Every time a leader chooses character, he or she becomes stronger, even if that choice brings negative consequences. The development of character is at the heart of our development, not just as leaders, but also as human beings. A leader's words and actions must match all of the time. Charisma. Most people think of charisma as something mystical, almost undefinable. They think it's a quality that comes at birth or not at all. But that's not true. Charisma, plainly stated, is the ability to draw people to you. And, like other character traits, it can be developed. A leader needs to be the type of person who attracts others, who puts a 10 on every person's head. One of the best things a leader can do for people, which also attracts them, is to expect the best of them. It helps others think more highly of themselves, and at the same time, it helps the leader. We need high-performance computing leaders who appreciate the contributions of HPC system administrators and encourages them and helps them to reach their full potential. Commitment. An effective leader needs to be committed. True commitment inspires and attracts people. It shows them that the leader has conviction. People will believe in a leader only if the leader believes in a cause. As the law of buy-in states, people buy into the leader, then the vision. Commitment starts in the heart. To make a difference in other people's lives, a leader must look into their heart to see if they are really committed. The only real measure of commitment is action, and there will be times when commitment is the only thing that carries a leader forward. When it comes to commitment, there are only 4 types of people: cop-outs, holdouts, dropouts, and all-outs. Communication. The success of a marriage, a job, and our personal relationships depend greatly on our ability to communicate. People will not follow us if they don't know what we want or where we are going. We can be a more effective communicator if we simplify our message and focus on the people with whom we are communicating. As we communicate, we must never forget that the goal of all communications is action. If we dump a bunch of information on people, we are not communicating. Every time we speak to people, we must give them something to feel, something to remember, and something to do. Competence. We all admire people who display high competence, whether they are precision craftsmen, world-class athletes, or successful business leaders. But the truth is that I'm not looking to recruit Michael Jordan or Bill Gates. I'm just looking for HPC leaders who show up every day, keep improving, follow through with excellence, accomplish more than expected, and potentially to inspire others. A leader who takes everything with fervour and performs at the highest level possible. Someone who can see what needs to happen, who can make it happen, and can really make things happen when it counts. Courage. Eleanor Roosevelt acknowledged, "You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face." You are able to say to yourself, "I lived through this horror. I can take the next thing that comes along." You must do the thing that you think that you cannot do. Courage deals with principle, not perception. An effective leader has the ability to see when to stand up and the conviction to do it. The leader's dedication to potential must remain stronger than the desire to appease others. What's ironic is that those who don't have the courage to take risks and those who do experience the same amount of fear in life. Discernment. Discernment can be described as the ability to find the root of the matter, and it relies on intuition as well as rational thought. Discernment is an indispensable quality for any leader who desires to maximize effectiveness. People who lack discernment are seldom in the right place at the right time. Although great leaders often appear to be lucky to some observers, it's more likely that leaders create their own luck as the result of discernment, that willingness to use their experience and to follow their instincts. Focus. What does it take to have the focus required to be a truly effective leader? The keys are priorities and concentration. A leader who knows his or her priorities but lacks concentration knows what to do but never gets it done. If he or she has concentration but no priorities, he or she has excellence without progress. But when he or she harnesses both, he or she has the potential to achieve great things. Focus 70% on your strengths. Effective leaders who reach their potential spend more time focusing on what they do well than on what they do wrong. Focus 25% on new things. Growth equals change. If a leader wants to get better, they have to keep changing and to keep improving. Focus 5% on areas of weakness. Nobody can entirely avoid working in areas of weakness. Generosity. Nothing speaks to others more loudly or serves them better than generosity from a leader. True generosity isn't an occasional event. It comes from the heart and permeates every aspect of a leader's life, touching his or her time, money, talents, and possessions. INTJ needs high-performance computing leaders who are continually looking for ways to add value to our team members. Initiative. Leaders must show initiative by always looking for opportunities and being ready to take action. What qualities do leaders possess that enable them to make things happen? Here are 4. They know what they want. They push themselves to act. They take more risks. They make more mistakes. Listening. Peter Drucker, the father of American management, estimated that 60% of all management problems are the result of faulty communications. And the overwhelming majority of communication problems come from poor listening. A lot of voices are clamoring out there for the leader's attention. There are 2 purposes for listening: to connect with people and to learn. Great leaders are also great listeners. They pay close attention to people and what they have to say. They listen not only for words, but also for feelings, meanings, and undercurrents. The leaders that INTJ wants will spend time listening to HPC system administrators, to our clients, and to our management team. They will find common ground with people, get to know whom they are, and will seek common ground to build a connection with them. Passion. What makes it possible for people who might seem ordinary to achieve great things? The answer is passion. Nothing can take the place of passion in a leader's life. Passion is the first step to achievement. A leader's desire determines his or her destiny. Think of great leaders and you'll be struck by their passion. Gandhi for human rights, Winston Churchill for freedom, Martin Luther King for equality, Bill Gates for technology. Anyone who lives beyond an ordinary life has great desire. Passion increases willpower. It is the fuel for the will. If you want anything badly enough, you can find the willpower to achieve it. If you follow your passion instead of others' perceptions, you can't help becoming a more dedicated and productive person. Positive attitude. A positive attitude is essential to effective leadership. It not only determines the level of contentment of the leader, but it also has an impact on how others interact with that leader. The leader's attitude is a choice. No matter what happened to them yesterday, the leader's attitude is their choice today. Attitude determines actions. Problem solving. No matter what field a leader is in, he or she will face problems. They are inevitable. They are inevitable for 3 reasons. First, we live in a world of growing complexity and diversity. Second, we interact with people. And third, we cannot control all the situations that we face. Leaders with good problem-solving ability anticipate problems, accept the truth, and handle one thing at a time. They see the big picture, and they don't give up a major goal when they're down. Relationships. The ability to work with people and develop relationships is absolutely indispensable to effective leadership. People truly do want to go along with people they get along with. And while someone can have people skills and not be a good leader, he or she cannot be a good leader without people skills. Never underestimate the power of relationships on people's lives. Responsibility. Good leaders never embrace a victim mentality. They recognise that who and where they are remain their responsibility, not that of their parents, their spouses, their children, the government, their bosses, nor their co-workers. They face whatever life throws at them and they give it their best, knowing they will get an opportunity to lead the team only if they prove that they can carry the ball. People who embrace responsibility get the job done. They're willing to do whatever it takes to complete the work needed by the organisation. Security. Insecure leaders are dangerous to themselves, to their followers, and to the organisations they lead, because a leadership position amplifies personal flaws. Insecure leaders have several common traits. They don't provide security for others. They take more from people than they give. They continually limit their best people, and they continually limit the organisation they lead. In contrast, secure leaders are able to believe in others because they believe in themselves. They aren't arrogant. They know their own strengths and weaknesses, and they respect themselves. When their people perform well, they don't feel threatened. They go out of their way to bring the best people together, and then they build them up so they'll perform at the highest level. And when a secure leader's team succeeds, it brings him or her great joy. I'm looking for HPC leaders who know themselves and who are self-aware. People who will give away the credit, acknowledging others' contributions. People who will lift team morale and improve the INTJ corporation that I've started. Self-discipline. No one achieves and sustains success without self-discipline. It positions a leader to go to the highest level and is key to leadership that lasts. The essence of self-discipline is concentrating on priorities. Self-discipline can't be a one-time event. It has to become a lifestyle. To develop a lifestyle of discipline, one of the leader's tasks must be to challenge and eliminate any tendency to make excuses. Servanthood. Servanthood is not about position nor skill. It's about attitude. We have all met people in service positions who have poor attitudes towards servanthood. The rude worker at the government agency, the waiter who can't be bothered taking your order, the store clerk who talks on the phone with a friend instead of helping us. Just as we can sense when a worker doesn't want to help people, we can just as easily detect whether a leader has a servant's heart. And the truth is that the best leaders desire to serve others, not themselves. The first mark of servanthood is the ability to put others ahead of yourself and your own personal desires. Teachability. Leaders face the danger of contentment with the status quo. After all, if a leader already possesses influence and has achieved a level of respect, why should he or she keep growing? The answer is the leader's growth determines who they are, and who they are determines who they attract, and who they attract determines the success of the organisation. If the leader wants to grow the team, they have to remain teachable. Some people mistakenly believe that if they can accomplish a particular goal, they no longer have to grow. It can happen with almost anything: earning a degree, reaching a desired position, receiving a particular award, or achieving a financial goal. But effective leaders cannot afford to think that way. The day they stop growing is the day they forfeit their potential and the potential of the team. I'm looking for people who will keep growing as leaders. Vision. Vision is everything for a leader. It is utterly indispensable. Why is that? Because vision leads the leader. It paints the target. It sparks and fuels the fire within and draws him or her forward. It is also the firelighter for others who follow that leader. Show me a leader without vision, and I'll show you someone who's not going anywhere. At best, he or she is travelling in circles. We need leaders who can catalyse commitment to clear and compelling visions, and then get the hell out of the way and let the HPC system administrators do their jobs. It is my hope that you will reflect on the leadership qualities that I've discussed with you here today. Once again, I'd like to express my appreciation to you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to hear me talk today on the 21 indispensable qualities of a leader. Until next time, all the best. I'm Clarke Towson.